Hi everyone, I'm Chris. I'm the host of the All About Digital Marketing podcast. And today our episode is a little bit different. I know I've said that before, but this one really is. You've probably noticed that there's been a fair amount of disruption recently to the podcast, and you may have noticed that there haven't been as many episodes being released on a weekly basis, and things have been a little bit scattered and just discombobulated might be a good word. The reality is, these last couple of months have been remarkably challenging. For those of you who aren't in the UK, we are in lockdown. We're now in sort of week 8, I think, of being back in lockdown. And it's been remarkably exhausting. It's been tiring. It's been challenging. We've also had a lot of work as an agency to deal with, which has been a godsend. So I'm definitely not complaining about that in any way, shape or form. But what's happened is that time has become a really hard commodity to come about and to find at the moment. And not just that, but the morale, the energy levels that I want to bring to this podcast and being able to continue to create good content that hopefully is helping you guys as much as possible. So as a result, we've been missing episodes. We haven't managed to get some awesome guests on as much as we wanted to. Things have just been problematic. And I put my hand up and I say, it's on me. So I wanted to apologize to you guys, but I'm hoping that you'll cut me a little bit of slack because this has been insane. I think 2021 has actually been tougher than 2020, or at least it has definitely been for me. But what I want to do is to take a little bit of time to step back. It's only going to be about a week, 2 weeks max. And I'm reevaluating exactly what we set out when we started doing this podcast. Now, many of you might know or might not know, we actually started this podcast as an internal challenge in our agency. And the idea was really simple. It was, can we start, set up and launch a podcast in 30 days? We hadn't done it before. We'd never done it for clients. So we wanted to make sure that we understood the process. And as part of that, I've actually grown to absolutely love the conversations that I have, the incredible guests that I meet, the emails and the connections that I get from you guys, our listeners, the people that have reached out to us who've ended up on the show or that have ended up working with us on other projects. It's all been incredible. And I want to get back to the heart of why I love it so much. And it's all about you guys. And it's all about trying to make content that will really bring you as much value as possible. And right now I haven't been able to do that. And right now, if I continue struggling through and just trying to create things, I feel like the quality is going to go down. I'm not personally happy with a couple of the episodes that have gone out recently. And I want to make sure that I'm doing better. So here's the plan. This week, you're going to get this episode. Not much to go on. I'm sorry. I'll try and add a nugget of inspiration for all of you at the end. Hopefully that'll help. But I'm going to be stepping back outside of that. And we're not going to be posting any new episodes next week. That's going to give us basically only about 10 days. But it's enough time for me to work on a small mini series of episodes that I have been planning now for about 4 or 5 days and that I've been putting some real effort in, and I'm hoping that you guys will really like. And these mini series are going to come out as my solo episodes once a week, but it will mean that over the course of 3, 4, 5 weeks you will get an inside view of all sorts of different aspects of one particular channel or one particular thing that you can be doing with your digital marketing. So I'm going to be trying and putting a lot of effort into these to try and make them the next level. These will be available obviously on the podcast as normal, but we will also be posting them on YouTube, and we're going to have the links fairly prominently in the show notes for the podcast audio version, because a lot of these are going to include screen grabs, screenshots of me using different softwares and tools, all sorts of different things that we can try and do to really help you guys as much as possible. So feel free to jump over to the YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button and the little bell notification, and you'll get these episodes as and when they come up. Or just continue to listen as normal. And if you hear something that you think, wow, that could be useful, you can jump in and find those videos as well. In the meantime, I have been doing a fair amount of outreach to try and find and meet some interesting guests, some awesome people, just like so many of the guests that we've had on the show. All of the guests, in fact, so far I've learnt something from. And I'm in the process now of getting those episodes booked in to start to have those conversations again and to start to get us all the way back to having episodes ready to go so that we can get back to that 2 a week, 1 guest, 1 solo episode, and to bring you as much value as possible. And hopefully with me being as energetic as possible, which is something that I haven't had a lot of recently, energy that is, and I'm really struggling with that. So that's something that I'm working on and that I'm going to do my best. But I think these little 10-day gap is going to give me enough of a window to be able to really come back stronger. And I'm hoping that all of you will forgive me for having a week off, as it were, although I'll be busy in the studio recording more content as much as possible during that time. But I also wanted to bring up this at the very end. If anybody else is feeling like this, and I'm pretty sure you are, yesterday I was watching a YouTuber that I watch regularly. The guy's full of energy, he's funny, he makes me laugh, and I enjoy watching him. And yesterday he was on a stream and he was basically just sort of explaining that he has very similar thoughts and very similar kind of feelings at the moment as I do, and I think a lot of people do. So again, understanding that if you are feeling this way as well, you're not on your own. You're part of a huge mass of people right now that are finding it very difficult. We can't see friends, we can't see family, we can't really do anything. The routine and day in, day outness of life in general is becoming a challenge. And again, it's a real tough one for absolutely everybody. So no matter where you're at and no matter what you're doing, if that's the way you're feeling as well, feel free to reach out if you need it. But if not, more than anything else, if you can, do what I'm going to do. Take a little bit of time to step back, take a little bit of time to reevaluate, take a little bit of time to look after yourself, to really reevaluate what's important to you, to what you want to do, to what you're trying to achieve, and to make sure that everything's aligning. This is what I've realized recently. I'm so busy doing that I'm not actually taking the time, and I haven't been taking the time to step back and make sure that actually I'm doing it well. I'm doing what I set out to do. I'm doing what I really want to actually do. And that's what I'm going to be working on more than anything. So again, I wanted to say huge thank you to everyone who listens, to everyone who is connected with us on social media, to anyone who's ever been on the show. All of you make up this incredible community that is the All About Digital Marketing show. I absolutely love it, and it's a privilege for me to be able to continue to make these. I hope that you'll all forgive me and that you will all take this as a sign of better things are coming soon. But again, we're going to have 1 week where there'll be no posts, and then we will come back stronger than ever before, hopefully. In the meantime, take care of yourself, look after everyone around you, and again, if you're on your own and you're feeling this way as well, you're not alone. Feel free to reach out. You can find me on social media as well as the podcast, but take care of yourselves. That's the only thing I can say right now. I know I need to, so that's what I'm going to do, but I look forward to seeing you all very, very soon in about 10 days.